All right, I just wanted to post a quick video here. Today is Christmas Eve, December 24th. It's a Tuesday afternoon. The market's closed early today, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And I just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Go out and celebrate, respect others, be kind to each other, and enjoy the holiday season. Tomorrow is Christmas. The market will be closed, but back open again for a regular session on Thursday. Today, the Nasdaq was up 266 points or 1.35%. The volume, as expected, 8% below this red line, which is the 50-day average volume. So it moved higher with average volume. And if you take the 266 and then today, and then the 192 from Monday and the 199, we'll call it 200 from last week, we've just about made up that big bar here from Wednesday, which was the Powell, whatever you want to call it, the announcement, and then the Thursday, the rejection at the 21, which looked pretty bearish at the time, but now it's rallied through all of its moving averages and above the 2.2% above the 21, 4.9% above this rising 50. It closed today at 20,031, so it's back above the 20,000 level. The important thing for me today, though, is not the gap higher. It's just that it's the low of the session is above the 21 for the first time since Powell spoke, which has been this is the fifth session. So the low above the 21, I'd say you're out of the woods there. And we're going to remain on green as long as it's above the 21 there. So try to keep it simple. Easier is better. I do have to point out the RSP, which is the S&P, is equal weight, S&P 500 equal weight index. It's nothing like the Nasdaq. So you can see that there's still it's top heavy and the breadth is not that great. If I go to the SPY, you can see the SPY rallied, bounced above its 50. It was below the 50 and now closed 1.6% above its 50. So and it's above all its moving averages, and the SPY closed. Well, I better go to the S&P because people like this 6,000 number, and it closed above 6,000, 6,040 once again. So I'd say, with the low above the 21 here, ooh, maybe the low isn't above the 21. Yeah, not quite out of the woods there, but I pay attention to the Nasdaq, and I'm not going to go through all the other indexes. I'm going to get, because I want to keep it short here today. I just want to get to our Batman stocks, which starts with Broadcom. Broadcom, Apple, Amazon, Tesla. They all had did well today. Have been doing well and kind of carrying the weight here. This is the five. I switched it back to the five just for Broadcom because it gapped out of that double bottom base pattern, made that high of 251.88 on 12/16. All it did is pull back to its five, on the whack day, wacky Wednesday. Then on that Thursday, it closed below the five, and then Friday bounced, Monday bounced above the five, and now a nice 3.2% move today. And for the week, it's up 8.5%. Thank you very much. Broadcom looks good. And then the next one is Apple. Apple's just on a tear here. They announced some possible new products with the smart home, and I don't know if it's going to add that much to their bottom line, but at least they're trying to be more innovative and not just rely on their main product, which is fantastic, right? Their iPhone. I think it's selling really well. This 16 cycle, and I think their earnings are going to be fine at Apple. So more on that later. I want to get to Tesla. Tesla, another beast of a stock. I've had this on our, I wouldn't call it the ready list this week. These are just stocks with momentum leaders that aren't going to base. They're just going to pull back to moving averages and find support and bounce higher. And that's what this one's doing here. This is a Tesla, nice bounce today of 8%. We'll take that. And if I switch it back, if you will indulge me for a moment, if I switch it back to the 10, because a lot of these stocks are, pulled back with that Jay Powell announcement. A lot of them pulled back to their 10, and that was the bounce today. Yesterday, a slight little tick and closed above the 10. But if I could get that date here, which was the 23rd yesterday, a 2% move yesterday, closed 1% above the 10, and now an 8% bounce today. So, and still going after hours. How about that? Um, all right, I got to get to my M stocks. Meta once again pulled back to this buy point, this 602.95. One of the few stocks that's actually set up in the base, had a breakout, a failed breakout. Yeah, if you want to call it that, just pulled back to its buy point, which a lot of stocks do, and it's giving us another opportunity here. Up 1.3% today. Microsoft, I didn't even look at this one today. Yeah, nice move here. Trying to get above its 10 EMA. It closed a little bit above its 21. So yeah, it's in between the 10 and the 21. Not bad. Amazon, this has been a strong stock. Obviously, during the holidays should be good for Amazon. Pull back to its 21 here and then bounce, a nice bounce this week up 1.7%. Okay. We'll take it from Amazon. And then Alphabet, which is Google, part of our Batman stock. Anyway, pull back to the 10, found support and bounced. And NVIDIA's having a hard time. I thought that 140.76 would attract some buyers, but it just seems to be stuck there right at the 50, which is what today it was 139.76. So it closed 1% above it. That old buy point, standard buy point is 140.76. And yeah, it undercut its 50 and it's taken its time getting back through there. So keeping an eye on NVIDIA. Everybody's keeping an eye on NVIDIA. One of my darling stocks, which believe me, I don't get emotional about stocks. I don't fall in love with them, but one that's really supercharging the portfolio is Astera Labs. ALAB, and I've mentioned this so many times, just this wedge pattern that just keeps, this is going to do this until it doesn't. And one time people are going to buy it here as it pulls back and they're going to get hammered. It'll just fall through one time and probably form a base. Probably not now. This stock has momentum, trading on momentum, super strong name, might pull back to the 10 there, or I should put the 5 back up because it'll probably trade back to its 5. But yeah, one of the stronger stocks on the market, and this is Semiconductor Fabulous name. As a lot of these fabulous stocks are doing well. This is Marvell, pulled back to its 21 after Powell spoke, and then has been up, 4 days. So on Thursday, it came right back, huh? Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Marvell is looking good. Just an inside week so far, up 3.6% this week. Another one is one that I kind of liking here. I don't bottom fish. I don't bottom pick. I don't call bottoms. I'm just, from the naked eye, just making it, just it's pretty obvious here that, there's support around that 120 area. 121 was the old low, and it undercut it last week after Powell spoke. I think it was down to like 117. Yeah, that was on Friday and then up yesterday and today. So it's having a decent week this week. It's up by, yeah, almost 6%. Yeah, I'm not going to say that's a bottom, but I think that, put it this way, I think the risk reward is pretty good for AMD here. I'll leave it at that. All right, and the last one is ARM, which got slaughtered. Got defeated in the courtroom, and Qualcomm was the victor, and the victor goes to spoils, and to the loser, it just, I don't know. I'm not going to say it made a bottom on Monday, but 123 once again, kind of an area here, support, maybe undercut this 126. I don't know, up 3.5% today. So ARM, once again, I don't know. I think the risk reward is pretty good there as well. All right, I'm going to move on to software. Palantir went into the Nasdaq 100 yesterday, just exploding off that 21. Palantir looks fantastic. I'm waiting for App 11 to do the same. It's taking its sweet time. It almost got above the last week's high. Did it? Yeah, yesterday it did. Last week's high was 350, and it just went a tick above it. And this is looking like tight trading here. 350 last week, 350.20 yesterday. So AppLovin, I'm keeping my eye on you. Yeah, just it's going to bounce one of these days. So yeah, AppLovin looks good. GoDaddy, another one of these software names that I'm keeping my eye on. Yeah, like GoDaddy and just grinding higher. Pull back to the 21. RBRK, another one of these software names. Pull back after it's a, an earnings gap, made a new high, pulled back and bounced today nearly 3%. I got to go to some of the retail restaurant names. Man, I went to Williams Sonoma to shop for my wife. What a mistake. The mall was absolutely packed. Williams Sonoma, I spent way too much money there. Anyway, I'm going to Dutch Bros, please. Dutch Bros, not Brown and Brown, although that's a decent insurance stock. Dutch Bros made that new high, 56.10, pull back to the 21 pound support. I should have had this on my list this week and I didn't. That's my bad, but I like Bros, looking good. The other restaurant stock that I like is Brinker International, Maggiano's Chili's pulled back. Um, and I believe it got an upgrade this morning, 3% move on that. So nice bounce off the 21 for Eat and then Shake Shack. I don't know why I wrote this down. Okay, it undercut the 21 and rallied back above. So that one looks okay as well. But I do like Bros and I do like Brinker. All right, some of the crypto names, they've been slaughtered recently. For some reason, they got hit harder than the market. This is Coinbase pulled back to its 50 bounce. It's near that old buy point though of 283.48. So I wanted to put that on the radar. Hood, another one that undercut the 21, now trading above all of its moving averages, 3.8% above it's 21, 18% above this 50. So that looks good. MicroStrategy, the CEO keeps buying Bitcoin, and it's not quite working out for him here. It pulled back to its 50, bounced a little bit, but this one is a wild stock. It moves a lot, and it's up a lot this year. So maybe there'll be some selling and then they buy in January. I'll have to wait and see. Still monitoring that one in the crypto names. Okay, I'm going to close up here. Just a couple of names here that is intriguing that I'm looking at. This is TOST, first pullback to the 50 since breaking out of the base. I expect support here at the 50 in a rally. Today it was up, 3%. It's got to, it's starting to push away from that 50. Had a 5% move on Friday. So yeah, bouncing nicely off the 50 here. It's 5.7% off its 50. GEV, another one that just, pulled pulled back. It was a first time since breaking out from this base that it has pulled back to the 50. And this was the 18th, which was last Wednesday. That was the wacky Wednesday. And then it was down to 314.19 and has bounced nicely ever since. Closed today at 347. So a nice move for GEV. CRDO. Credo's another one that I have on the list. Made this high after earnings on the 16th, which Monday, and then of course got hammered with everything else last week and has bounced and now above its 10 here, 3.2% above the 10. So nice bounce for Credo. I expect it to continue to bounce. We'll have to wait and see. VST, this one's bugging me. Yeah, it's undercut the 50. Now today it rallied above it, but it's still below its 21 there. You can see 0.8% below the 21. So it's got to get above that magenta line. I think she'll do it. It's up a lot this year. It's up like, nearly 300%. So had a great year. And this is one of those long-term things of energy for the data centers. It's not going to go away next year. There's a couple of themes that I really believe in that will flourish again next year. I'm going to make a video this weekend of some of the 2025 stocks. So I believe that's a theme that will play out for a long period of time, as well as, the GEV. CRS is another one that I had put on the list, undercut, and we're looking for it to rally here. 1% move today and close just a tick above the 50. So that one needs to get it in gear, needs more steel. Intuitive Surgical, I saw it was up like $10. Nice, decent move here, 2% move. That's what you want to see. Rally back through, right? Rally back through the 50, the 21, and the 10. So nice job for Intuitive Surgical. Dave, man, I am sorry. I did not put this one on the list. Had it on our ready list last week, I believe, wasn't it? Totally crashed and burned under the 21. Now it's bounced sharply off that. It was up nearly 11% today, up nearly 12% for the week, back at 98. I still like that one to take out the old high there of 108.50. It's got to get through 100 now, which is a psychological level. But Dave is home, and Dave looks pretty good. Arista Networks, another one of these leaders, just pulled back to the 21 last week. After the deal. And anyway, bouncing, looking good. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Like I said, enjoy the day tomorrow and celebrate with your families. And you earned it. We've all earned it. Take a well-deserved day off, and we'll be back at it on Thursday. Except for in honor of the great Steve Jobs, I have one more thing that I wanted to show everyone, and that, I know Apple's like one of these slow stocks. A lot of traders, don't really like to trade because it is slow. But I mean, in the last year, it's up 33.3%, right? And how does that fare with the Nasdaq? Well, the Nasdaq's up 33.6. So it essentially mirrors the index, right? It is the index. But Apple, in honor of the great Steve Jobs, this is still a fantastic, fantastic stock to own, long term in your portfolio. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to go through the Batman stocks here this year and see how they've done. Broadcom, done quite well. Tesla recently, since the election, it really accelerated its gains. Um, Microsoft and Meta are two, that's only up 17%, so it's lagging the index. Meta Platforms at 72% is outperforming the index. Amazon outperforming the index. Google had, some legal troubles. So I think it'll probably have a better year in 2025. It still outperformed the index. And then NVIDIA, we know NVIDIA has been a monster this year, up 187%, outperforming all of them. So Apple is the one that just kind of sticks to the index. And if I go to the SPY, I guess I could go to the SPY here, and that's up 27%. And my goal is to outperform the SPY every year, because that's where I'm at in life. And I don't need to go 100% every day or every week or every month. So I don't take a lot of risk that way, and I'm not trying to make, 1,000% in a year. So I did outperform the S&P by, probably doubled it this year, and so that's just my goal. I had a friend who said I was up 50% last year and 50% this year. I'm up 100% in the last 2 years. I'm saying, man, your math ain't mathing, buddy. If you have $100 and it goes up 50%, you have $150. And if that goes up 50% the next year, that's $75. That means your 100 is 225. So that's more than 100%. So anyway, some people need to work on their math here. Anyway, that's it for me. Enjoy the day tomorrow, and I'll be back on Thursday morning with a new post. So thank you very much. Thank you, and enjoy your day off, your holiday. God bless. Never give up.